You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I ain't trying to sign you or none of that. You know, if you want to sign with us, that's a different story. But I ain't just trying to look at you and be like, all right, bro, I'm gonna hit you over the head, or I'm gonna manage you. Nah, bro, I just want to play your shit, bro.
Yeah,
Square business.
I just never understood why signing somebody has to mean that you got to rob them.
Yeah.
Like it used to be a saying in the music business. It doesn't really apply much now with streaming and how all that crap goes on. But it used to be a saying that said, "It's enough money for everybody."
Yeah.
And back then it was, and now it still is, depending on how we work it. So I never grasped that concept of I'm signing you to just mess over you. You know, I feel like the business relationship would be so much better if I treat my artists, you know, the way that they should
like
be
I am with my DJs, bro.
Yeah.
Like if they're making bread, I'm not finna take all their bread. You know what I'm saying? They're doing most of the work. I'm gonna make sure they eat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before anybody. That's just the type of dude I am, and maybe that's a disadvantage, but you know what I'm saying? I like to do good business, and I believe in it.
It's a disadvantage for people whose morals ain't in line, whose business morals are not in line, who just feel like if $20 million is generated, I got to take $19,990,090 and I give you $10. You know, that's a sickness to me. That's a diseased mind, in my opinion, because you want to keep everybody else underfoot while you steady
and
growing and elevating.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My brother, he can sell salt to a slug. Me, I'm gonna tell you straight up, hey bro, don't buy that. You got bad credit. Hey, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can never be a salesman. And that's what I like about like selling these CDs that people pay for. It's like I don't feel like I'm robbing somebody when I sell them the CD.
Come on,
they
man.
know what they get.
That's right.
They know what they get. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always gonna sell something that I believe in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a good salesman to sell things that I don't believe in.
Yeah, you got to believe in your product.
Yeah, and I really do believe in our product and what we got and the equity that it has. You know what I'm saying? And just bringing it back to that spot. You know what I'm saying? And just finding them new artists and going from there. And
how is the CD game treating you these days? Because you know, with the streaming, you know, we go through that wall time. You see, we still got we still move physical copies, but a lot of people are shying away because the audience ain't really. They're not as prevalent as far as the audience.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we know we're getting robbed by the streaming service.
Yeah.
So how have the CDs been still active for you?
I just recently, man, within the last like couple of months, you know, gathered all the stuff together and started promoting it, saying we're gonna start selling it. And I started figuring out, you know, testing the waters. And when I saw how people was getting them, like I almost sold out of stuff, and I was like, damn, bro, like they buying them. They want that hard copy because it's something classic. You know what I'm saying? Because I offer them digital copies that are like